first stretch to be done before you do legs is a seated calf hamstring stretch. What you need to do is to position a bench that's not quite as close to your bench as to your object as your leg is long. So what we're going to do is put your foot up against the vertical surface of the machine ahead of you or equipment ahead of you. You're going to dorsiflex your foot just as Debbie's doing. The key thing when we're doing this stretch is to keep your spine in extension. Neutral extension. Lumbar curve should have a hand thickness space in there. We're going to hip hinge forward until you feel the point of stretch. Your knee is slightly bent, rib cage tall. You can use your hands on pushing down on your opposite leg to help brace your spine and to hold that fixed position. Now, if you don't keep your spine in this position, you're not going to feel the pull all the way up underneath your glutes. So this is an excellent stretch to be doing. If you're taller, you may need to put the bench up higher. For that instance, you would use a pad, set down on top of the bench to raise it up to give you a little bit more height. You're going to hold each stretch for about 20 to 30 seconds. Okay, you'll slide over and do your right leg. Put your foot up against the surface of the machine. Knee is bent, foot is dorsiflexed. Your knee lines up with the top of your foot. You should look for rotation here, so you can use your kneecap as a guide. You don't want to be internally rotated or externally rotated. You want to be straight up and down. Hands are braced on your opposite leg, spine is in neutral. You hip hinge forward to the point of tightness, and we hold. Now, this is an extreme lengthened position for the hamstrings and the calves, so you are always going to feel stretch when you do this stretch. There'll never be a time when you will do this and not. If you don't feel stretch, you've let go, and it's usually your spine that you don't have in position. So if you round your back like this, the tightness is gone. So we want to maintain this spine position, and this is where everybody loses out when they stretch. The first thing they let go of is their spine. That's why the stretching is totally ineffective. Now, we go through this in depth in our first book on stretching, so we strongly advise you that you look at this. So we're just breezing through these now, just so that you can utilize them in your strengthening program. Okay, our second stretch now is going to be a glute stretch. You're going to put your foot back down in the same position. Only a free hand now. We're just going to have you dorsiflex your foot. You're going to cross your knee over the top. Now we're going to keep that neutral rotation with this foot. We're going to hold dorsiflexion real hard. Now, if we take your leg and just freehand, lift your leg up and down. So you're actually using your internal rotators of your thigh, and what that's going to do is define the movement line of rotation for your hip. Now, when I hold it at the top, you're going to grab that now with your left hand. You're going to keep your elbow in close to your body, and you're going to draw your elbow towards your left shoulder. You're going to hold that when you feel the stretch through your glute on your right hip. Now, to enhance the stretch, you can slowly rotate to the right and turning your head as well, and you're going to feel that pull all the way down through your glute on the right-hand side. Spine is in neutral. Lumbar spine has a hand thickness. You're drawing your abdomen in. Again, you're going to hold this for 20 to 30 seconds. Okay, we're going to let that leg down. Put your right leg down flat on the floor. Dorsiflex your foot. Knee is slightly bent. Now keep your leg across the top of your knee. Don't lay it down right on top of your kneecap, and you want to keep that quad tension tight too. So we're going to use that left inner thigh now, and we're going to rotate your knee up and down. Rotate your knee up to the top and hold it. Okay, you're going to grab it with your right arm. You're going to draw it in towards your right shoulder. You'll feel the glute stretch down the left side of your glute. You're going to hold that, and you're going to rotate to the left towards that. Your head is turning as well. Spine is in extension. We're going to hold that for 20 to 30 seconds as well. Again, now you have to keep going over all these aspects. Dorsiflex foot, knee is held solid, rotation is neutral. Holding up here, spine is in extension. Again, if you don't feel stretch on this, most of the time you've let go of your spine, so you have to make sure that you maintain that spine position. Okay, now our next stretch for legs is we're going to have you kneel down on a bench or on a pad on the floor. Now this is a bilateral quad stretch. So what we're going to do is get the knees in a shoulder width position. We're going to drop them down onto the pad. Okay? You're going to get your feet set up so that you feel some pull back through your toes. This push actually comes from your foot. So you're going to sit up into a tall position here. Okay? We're holding ab tension. You're going to feel stretch down the front of your thighs. Now, we want to have a straight line between your shoulder your hip and your knee. The rib cage is up tall. As you hinge back from the knee, if you need to enhance the stretch, you have to maintain your abdominal tension line. Now, to enhance the stretch too, you can take your hands and put them up overhead, as Debbie's doing, and you're going to feel a much greater, because she's out of vertical now. And as she stays out of vertical, if she rotates to the right and looks up at her hands, she's going to feel a much greater stretch down her left thigh. And we're holding here. Again, there's a lot of ab tension here. Now, if you tighten your abs down just a hair, you'll feel that kick in. So your abs are holding, your glutes are pushing. She'll rotate back to neutral, rotate to the left. Same thing. That's going to keep extension, ab tension. There's that stretch down the right thigh. And again, and she's in that slightly wider than shoulder width position. Okay, that's her quad stretch. Now we're going to finish this up and have her stand. And she's going to do what we call wide standing. And this is for the inner thighs, for the adductors of the thighs. So she's going to stand in a position where her feet are parallel and facing forward. Now when she stands like this, she's going to move to the point where you're going to feel stretch, everything just starting to tighten. Now her torso stays vertical, and as she hinges to the side, she's moving slightly. Now her knee is not going to follow the line of her foot. It's actually going to go out to the side a little bit, so she's going to feel stretch in her left inner thigh. Weight should be on her heel, so all she's doing is making a lateral shift to the side. Okay, she'll come back up to neutral. She's going to shift to the left. Right leg stays straight, waist down to heel. That left leg is kind of going off, just so it's going to the outside of the left foot. And she'll feel pulled down the inside of the right thigh. Okay, we're going to hold that for about 20 seconds. She's going to come back up again. We're going to walk her feet out just a little bit more, again, to that new degree of tightness. Now, keep in mind, you've only got about 60 degrees of abduction here, so you're going to start feeling some tension here in the hips. Okay, we're going to go to shift again to the right. You feel that pull. Now, if you have an anterior pelvis where you're tipping, and everybody wants to do this stretch where they tip way down like this, stretch is gone. You've just relieved the adductors, the inner thighs. You put them in a relief position. So you need to stay up here in extension. Okay, she's going to into the right. Now you feel that tension line. So you don't have to move but a couple of inches and you're going to feel that pull. Be aware too that you don't want your hips to be hiking. So you shift the hip up or drop a hip down, you're not going to feel the stretch either. This is a complete lateral movement for the hips. Okay, and then she's going to go to the left there. So it's just a lateral shift, left and right. Holding that for 20 seconds. Okay, we'll come up to the top. Okay, now you're ready for your leg workout. Make sure you do these stretches before and after your workout, because the workout is going to cause tightness. Relieve that tightness, it makes for better recovery.